Zero Fucks Given,
the podcast where we discuss real-life shenanigans your mama was too shy to talk about.
Whoa, that's fucking weird.
Holy Jesus.
Daisy's in the closet.
Here's my dick. Blam!
And you got those
Not the
Scooby-Doo
best
characters. I'm
Okay,
just saying this
penis
one time.
I mean, I'm interested. Cat on the toilet.
A half-hard dick pic.
I have a confident vibe.
I'm Daisy.
I'm Heather.
I'm Terry.
I had Spanx on, bitch.
Zero fucks given.
Hello, everybody.
Hello, everybody.
Heather.
What up?
Tonight is your night to lead us in topics, so I can't wait to hear what it's all about.
I know, I'm excited.
It's my night, guys.
Yeah.
All right. So I was just thinking, like, what's something like everybody can kind of relate to. I read this article about like statistics, sex, and like having sex in relationships, and like what the statistics are. And then I was just kind of thinking, like, well, how important is sex in a relationship? I mean, I think sex is fucking important.
Oh, yeah.
It said that, like, on average, it's like once a week, maybe. It's like the average. And then even some of that's like way less than that. And I've known people too that are just like once every month even, or every couple of months. Just, I think it's just insane. So I just kind of wanted to like talk about it, just see like what's everybody's opinion on it.
Well, let's start out with what is your norm, because I think that will be quite interesting.
I mean, I think every other day is pretty normal.
Did you say 4 times a day?
No, every other day.
Every other day.
Sometimes it's 4 times a day. It depends.
I believe it.
Yep, me too.
Yeah, I mean, a couple times, whenever you can get it in, really. I think that every other day is pretty typical, at least for my relationship. I find that, after a couple of days, I don't like it. I think, too, because I was reading in this thing, and it just talks about, like, it's more of, like, a connecting thing, and, like, you feel closer to your spouse and all of that, or, whoever you're with at the time, you feel more connected. And that's really where I've had troubles in my relationship, just not having that connection sometimes. So I think that, sex, on the other hand, in my relationship, has just kind of brought us closer. It makes me feel loved. I get to feel the love. I get to show my love all in one. So I think that's probably why it's more important on my list of priorities. I mean, also, aside from being, it's
horn dog.
But
You horny bitch.
I think yes, I do have a really high sex drive.
I'm jealous
Yeah,
of you.
says the woman with 4
actually.
kids.
I do have 4 children. Thank the Lord I cannot have any more.
Well, there's always one right around the corner,
I mean, I'll be a grandma one of these days.
Right. Hopefully not too soon.
But then there's just a lot of crazy statistics I was seeing on here. It says this is like a good housekeeping article I was reading, and 5 times per month is like an average for most married couples. 7.5% of married people say they have sex daily. 84% of women say they have sex to get their husband to help with housework.
Damn.
Oh, jeez. Is that what you do then? That's what you have to do?
Hell no. I wish that worked. He should be doing all kinds of shit.
Yeah, he should. He should be waxing your vag for you, too, at that rate. Shoot.
I mean, he has.
He's fucking polishing those fucking knives right there. Sharpen them at least. Fuck.
That was the worst experience of my life. Don't skip on a wax. Go see the chick at European Wax. She's amazing. You want her number, I will totally message you it. Do not let your man wax your vag.
Larry went bye-bye with the chick that waxed you, not with...
Totally update you on Larry. Larry's gone.
Larry was
Larry.
a skin tag.
Yeah, you made sure I saw that.
I apologize. I had a decent skin tag. Are we talking about this right now? This is not what we were talking about.
Look, it's rest in peace,
It
Larry.
is. Rest in peace.
Rest in peace. Where'd he go?
He's, oh my God.
He stuck to some wax.
After that, she's a blessing.
Yeah.
So yeah, I thought it was a kind of an interesting thing. So I just kind of wanted to talk about, I mean, I think everybody has sex, whether it's you're in a relationship or you're not. I mean, most people have sex, and
I agree with you. It is important. I think that different situations can cause your sex life to die out real quickly.
so I wanted to talk about too, like your opinion on all of that. I mean, if you want to share your story.
I mean, I don't know. Well, I will just put this out there. With my ex, initially when we got together, I felt like the dude because I just always wanted it. And it didn't matter where or when, I just wanted it. And I mean, he would turn me down. And then over time, different things happened, and there were some infidelities in the relationship, and that just killed it for me. I mean, my attraction, any kind of sex drive at all, it just went out the window. I didn't have it. And right towards the end, it was completely gone. I think it had probably been like 2-3 months since the last time we had sex when we finally called it quits. And that was one of his things. He was like, well, we never have sex. Well, you're right. I mean, I'm not going to have sex with you when you're out fucking everybody else. So it was just an excuse. But regardless, I think different dynamics in your relationship can totally fuck up your sex life.
Well, yeah, that would be huge, for sure. That would be really hard.
I mean, unless you're on the same page and you have an open relationship and you both agree that it's cool to go have your fun with other people or swap and shit. But that was not our agreement. In fact, I had even brought that up to him after, I think the second or the third time I found out, you want to do your thing and I'll do mine. And he was like, absolutely not. So it was totally a one-way street there. Fucking bullshit.
Yeah, that's bullshit for sure.
Sex will bring you closer, can also destroy your relationship.
Besides the fact that it releases so many good hormones into your body and brain.
Yes.
Hello.
Even as like a magical thing. It's something that like supposedly like an antidepressant, and like if you have an actual headache, you know, I've heard like, he would say you need some penicillin or
Yes. My ex always would say, I'd say I'm not feeling well. And it wasn't, you know, in an attempt to deny sex. If I just wasn't feeling good that day, he would say, well, I could give you a dose of penicillin.
hilarious. But it's also true. Like, it literally, like, can kill a headache.
Well, I totally would have taken that penicillin if it was not community penicillin.
I agree. Completely agree.
Leftovers?
Yeah.
I was going to say, with my ex-boyfriend of 4 years, sex was not an issue. We would have sex 2 times, 3 times. I mean, if it was a weekend, sometimes even 4 times a day, and it was all fine and dandy, but there was something missing. The sex was good, but there was a lack of other needs that I wanted. Mm-hmm. And so that ended, and now I'm with somebody new. Now it's the whole opposite. I'm getting everything I wanted in other departments, but the sex is not 100% there. And it's hard not to compare your previous sex with your previous partner to this partner. It's hard not to, you know, because you're like, dang, you know, like I was getting plowed 4 times a day, and over here I'm lucky if I get plowed 1 time a week, you know?
You don't need to use any KY with this guy, do you?
I know.
You're not feeling extra dry.
Yeah.
I'm dry like a cactus.
Tumbleweed. Yeah, so it's just like it's a compromise, really. I mean, what's more important to you? But I wish really I can find that balance. But there's other things that come into factor, you know, medical issues or stress or fatigue, and oh my goodness. And then, you know, you just get put in a bad mood, and it's hard to get out of that. So
get away, work, stress, all of that, schedules. Sometimes people's schedules just don't link up. I mean, there's lots of reasons why, for sure. Lots of reasons why. I mean, there's definitely been times I haven't, or we haven't wanted to, or whatever. You know, it happens. It's just, I'm just curious. You know, like it's definitely something everybody can like, you know, have an opinion on. I think that sex is important, but I also don't think that it's everything. It can't carry you through anything either.
Tell that to a sex addict.
Yeah,
they would disagree. Hello, my name is Terry.
I'm subscribing right now.
Exactly.
But don't get me wrong, when that bull comes around, you better grab that shit by the horns. I'm just saying.
8 seconds or longer.
Yeah, right? I'm not sure how much leg strength you'll have, but you better hold on tight.
Whoa! Did you say leg or lick? What are we talking about?
Leg strength.
Oh, Lordy. So, Heather, you have a really good sex life, I think, just from what you
Oh, yeah, she does, for
tell
sure.
your stories. You're an evil little spoiled bitch. Anyhow, I love
Yep.
you. What would your advice be to someone who's maybe lacking in that department?
Let's hear it.
You know, that's with somebody, obviously, not me. I have my toys, and I can use them whenever I want.
Toys!
I mean, we definitely have some words of encouragement for you too, though. Like, just go down to the local bar.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's right.
I don't know.
Fuck you. Okay, I'm waiting.
No, like, we've been through some shit. I mean, we've been together for so long that, like, we've been through it all and ups and downs. But I think that, like, I think it's fun when you, like, add new shit into it, you know? And so I like to be kind of naughty and, like, while he's at work and send him pictures and spice things up. So he knows I'm super interested for whenever he gets home, like, he's ready to go. And, you know, especially on a day that the kids aren't home and he gets home early and perfect timing. Or even just so he knows, like, later on that night. Like, that's kind of our thing. That definitely does spice it up a little bit. Fun to do. It's just like a little peek or a little tease or whatnot throughout the day. Like, that seems to be awesome. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes he's been too busy and can't get to it, but for the most part, it's been really awesome, and it definitely helps.
Sounds like I need to go get some lingerie.
You don't really need all that, but, I mean, that's fun, too.
Maybe put my finger in my belly button. I think that kind of spice things up a little bit.
That would for sure do it.
That is hot.
Maybe put your other finger in your butt. I don't know.
Oh, God, that's another subject. Oh, gosh.
For the insecure women out there, what would you tell them? Because a lot of women are insecure about sending photos or videos to their man.
That's true.
So what would you
That's
tell
true.
them?
Yeah, I don't know.
Get the fuck over it.
Everybody's naked in front of their husband.
Yeah,
right? Like,
right, but I think people with big insecurities might get naked with the lights off or in the bathroom and hide behind a t-shirt.
That's the thing. You gotta find the right angle, baby. You gotta find the right lighting.
I mean, I am not necessarily, like, the best naked, so I feel comfortable in front of him all day long, you know, but I think that that's a turn on for your man as well, is that you feel confident in front of him no matter what, and they want you to feel that in front of them. At least that's how we are. Like, I definitely, he knows my insecurities, but he's never made me feel like crap at all about my body, ever. And so I don't feel uncomfortable around him at all. And I think that turns him on to know that, like, you know, all of me is for all of him. He's turned on by that, too. Just a suggestive photo or video of whatever, you know, playing or whatnot, I think it definitely goes a long way. It's fun, and they enjoy it, and most men are primal, and they do have that sexual libido, maybe a little bit more than women. At least that's what most people think. I think it's the opposite, in my opinion. But
So even if you're not confident, just fake it, because I think after a while of getting all that extra attention, the good attention, you are going to build your confidence too that way. Just my
Oh, yeah, I agree. For sure.
yeah, confidence is definitely the key. I think that's, like, a big thing. I've done a lot on myself just to, like, get myself to, like, a better place of, like self-love, you know, like, so maybe 10 years ago I wouldn't say that I had a great of sex life at all. You know, I was more insecure, and I think that is a big deal. That, you know, if you're insecure and you don't think that you are sexy, that radiates, and it's not a turn on, you know?
Yeah.
I think that if you feel good about yourself, you're radiating that, you know, confidence, that sexiness, and then they feel it too, and then it's a turn on.
So is there anything somebody could do that might be a complete turn-off? Give me an example of a picture somebody could send that would be a turn-off.
God. I don't even know. I'm kind of scared because I
Come on.
I don't want to see your hairy-ass balls. I'm sorry. I don't want to see that shit. I don't.
I hope
I
that none
don't.
of you women have hairy balls.
Oh, wait.
You do.
I'm just thinking about, hey, you know, like, it's a give and take thing. I want to see something, too, but I don't want to see those fucking hairy balls. I'm sorry, I don't.
So they should just cover the balls.
I like
Yeah, I don't know, wrap your hand around them or something. I don't know.
I don't think sitting on the toilet taking a fat dump is a good picture to send
Oh,
either. I mean,
God.
I don't know, but I guess it depends on what you're into.
Have you gotten one of those?
No. Me and my ex used to talk all the time, and I could always tell when he was shitting. I was like, you're on the toilet taking a shit right now, aren't you? Okay, bye. Great. And then later you want me to go give you head, yeah. All I'm thinking is fucking dingleberries stuck in your ass crack and...
Your dick hanging over
Yeah.
the toilet.
No thanks. No.
Getting splashed on.
Could you go
A
wash
wrecking
up real
ball?
quick, please?
Have you ever heard of that? That was
What?
TJ's and I's thing. Like, you got, like, a shit stuck in your ass, so you take your balls, and then you just let them drop and, like, hit your dookie, so...
Ew! I've never heard of that.
That
What?
is... That's
What the hell is that
hilarious.
called?
Wrecking ball.
It's a wrecking ball.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
He just needs Miley Cyrus, like a little miniature Miley Cyrus sitting on his balls.
Like a wrecking ball.
Oh my god. That would be hilarious.
That is a
That's
great
sick.
picture would be gross, but I think that it would be, like, a non-attractive photo would be, like, you staring down at your phone with, like, 8 chins, because even the skinniest bitch has, like, 12, and it's not a good angle. It, like Daisy said, it's all about the angle.
Yeah, true. Look,
It is.
I cannot ever fucking master the angle, and I don't have a selfie stick, so I don't fucking get how to do that shit. I will sit there for 5 minutes and go, nope, nope, nope.
Can
Fuck
I
this.
tell you a tip?
Yeah.
Can I tell you a tip?
Please, for the love of God.
Oh, okay, so my friend's daughter, she's like my niece. She was a teeny bopper or whatnot. I'm like, girl, how do you do these pictures? Like, you have got to teach me. So she's like my selfie guru. And she straight taught me how to do a fucking good selfie. I think my selfies are good. I
They
don't know if you
are.
guys like them.
They're great.
Usually I'm like, hey, you want to lose 25 pounds? Let me show you real quick.
How to take a perfect selfie.
You don't just hold it straight on. You
Yeah.
gotta kind of angle it. Like, basically the bottom of your phone is going to be out more,
Yeah.
and then the top of your phone is going to be more in
Yeah.
towards your face. And so you just kind of tilt it at that degree. You don't necessarily hold it all the way up. Basically, you can hold it flat horizontally and take a picture of yourself. The way that the lens works is just better. Just try it.
I have, and it looks like a fucking rhinoceros having a baby. Like, it just
Wow.
doesn't look good.
That's awful.
I
That reminds me of the scene from Jim Carrey exiting the rhino's ass.
Exactly. That's what it looks like. It's like big ass forehead.
Movie.
I look
When
like
I
a
see that
fucking...
movie, I definitely think about your selfies. That's definitely what comes to mind.
That's exactly what it looks like. I
Like,
can't.
how the fuck does that even compare to what your
Look,
face is?
I'm telling you, it does.
No.
Yes, bitch.
Anyways, that's just a tip. Fucking use it or don't use it. I don't give a fuck. My shit looks good.
Yeah, I know your shit looks good. Fuck you.
I try to do that angle, but I think I do too much of the head tilting, and then all I see is my nostrils, and I feel like every time I take a picture, they get bigger and bigger, and I'm like, what the fuck
Well,
is this?
which way are you tilting the phone? It sounds
It's like I'm
you're
trying to
tilting
hold the
opposite way.
phone, like I'm trying to hold the phone kind of up, and then I reach my, it's like you're at the dentist, you know? At
Yeah,
the
like you
dentist.
tilt your head
Lean
up.
back.
Lean back.
That's what it feels like. I try. I'm better at the side angles.
Yeah. Well, I know you for sure should not put the phone under your face.
Under your what?
When you're opening your phone and you're looking, that's how guys take pictures. TJ all day, like, he'll snap you back, and I'm like, what is this picture? Like, will you not? I don't need your chin. He's like, I don't want to, like, he doesn't want his friend to, like, see that he's taking a selfie.
Oh.
Not manly.
I can see that.
He doesn't want to be labeled Metro.
But that's really not attractive.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, Lord.
Have you guys ever requested a selfie from a guy?
I've definitely asked for pics, for sure.
I mean, I know they just throw them out there like, you know, bam, but have you ever been like, hey,
Well, are we talking about their face or their dick? I mean...
I'm talking about their...
You don't use it to ask for the dick pic. That just comes, right, Terry?
Hi, my name's
That's
Terry.
just
Hi, my name's
automatic.
Dick.
You said hi. That means you want a dick pic.
Oh, she's interested.
You gave me a winky face.
But you gave me a smiley face wink emoji with a heart. That means you want the dick pic. I know it.
That's right.
I definitely had, but I mean, you know, whatever.
I've
You
for
know.
sure asked for selfies. I think it's, I mean, if a guy can send me a good selfie, great. Have you?
Always.
Always?
Yeah. All right. So hear me out. I have this obsession with like a man's hand and their hair coming down the back of their hand, like their wrist and the back of their hand. Is that weird? That's my thing.
I'm trying to understand it. So, like, are they putting their hands? Are they putting their hands through their hair, or?
No. Just in general. Like, all right. Well, sometimes.
Do you like hairy palms?
Not hairy palms. Not hairy palms. Like, you know, I mean, you have your hands, and, you know, you have hair on your hands, and when it starts coming down their wrists and, you know, down their back of their hands, it's just like this thing that I'm obsessed with.
So do you tell them, just send a picture of your hands? I don't care about
I have.
your face.
I so have. I so have. And make sure it's your left hand so I can see if there's a wedding band can or something, please.
Hey.
Oh, that's fine.
That's not a bad idea, honestly.
Yeah, but that's one of my obsessions.
Okay.
The hand. I mean,
You like what you like. I think I might just try that out just because, and then I'll just send you all the fucking selfie hands that I get. Here you go, Daisy.
Send Heather all the dick pics and send me all the hand pics.
I will.
I just want to scan through and laugh my ass off.
We need to make a photo album.
Oh, God. The wall of shame.
Hands and dicks.
My kid just came into my studio.
Oh, no.
My studio closet.
Get out the closet.
I feel like I'm sitting on one of my high heels right now, going up my ass.
Are you sure it's not your toy?
It's not a good feeling. So it's a stiletto.
Not always.
It's a stiletto. It's too skinny. Okay.
Okay. That's
how
when
they
you know.
do different night. Yeah. So anyhow, good conversation. What else could we learn about sex in a relationship, or even sex when starting out a relationship?
Yeah, like how soon is too soon?
Right.
That's what I would want to know.
Nowadays, there's not even a cap on anything.
TJ. I mean, TJ and I were like right away. Like, I mean, we were friends first, I guess, but once we were both single, it was just on.
I mean, does that saying you can't buy the fucking cow if you're getting the milk for free, does it even apply after a certain age? Because I feel like it shouldn't.
I mean, because, I was pretty young still with TJ. We were only, 17? I was 18 years old when I got together with him.
Yeah.
And that was something that, I had just learned on my own. You know, if you have sex with somebody, that doesn't necessarily mean they're staying. And I don't know. I mean, that's something that I think everybody has to learn. I mean, it's definitely something I can, talk to my daughters differently about. But I think that if it's right, it's right. I don't think that there's a specific time limit on anything. If it's something that feels right between both of you. And, I mean, I guess if you're afraid of losing them, then...
That's what I'm getting at. I think for younger people, I think it might apply more.
Younger, for sure.
Yeah. And when you get older and maybe you've gone through some things, you just don't really care so much. So it is more like when you're ready for it, you just do it and you don't worry about it.
Also, I think that when you're young, you don't really know the difference between love and lust.
Yes.
And you think that you're in love with whatever comes your way just because it's, it's exciting and it's like nothing that you've ever experienced in your life. Mm-hmm. And there's a huge difference between that when you're young. So I think that defining that too when you're older, you kind of know, oh, this is love. And this is definitely was not love.
Right.
Because I remember thinking I cared so much about somebody and just, oh my gosh. And I look back now, I'm like, God, how could you ever think that?
Right.
And why would you ever want to be with somebody like that? But I think it's between two mutual adults, and you make that decision. And so, you're single and you're going into this new world of you can basically do whoever you want and be with whoever you want. It's not necessarily what you're doing, but you have the opportunity. So, what's your take on that? What's your game plan on that?
My game plan?
Yeah.
I don't really have a game plan. I mean, for me, I just go with the flow. So if I'm feeling it and he's feeling it and things happen naturally, I'm not going to be like, oh, it's too soon. I don't give a shit about that anymore because if I want it and he wants it, it's going down. But if it ain't there, then it ain't there, and I ain't going to cry over it. And even if it does go down and, there's no communication after the fact, again, I really don't care. anymore. I mean, for me personally, I think if you're out there actually trying to have a committed, serious relationship with somebody, it's going to matter to you. That being said, I'm not saying that I want to go out and just screw everybody. There's got to be some kind of attraction there.
Right. So let's just say, like, you're feeling it. You're at the bar. You're doing whatever you're doing. If something happens, you gonna go for it? Or you just gonna be like, nah, like, what? You just don't know.
I mean, I don't know. It's going to have to be like a mutual thing. I am one of those people who likes a man who's not like overly aggressive, but that takes charge when they want something. If he's too shy, or as we've talked about in the past, I can't really get into that. Maybe I will eventually. I'm just not there yet. Daisy, are you still there?
Well, I don't know.
I'm right here listening to you, and I agree.
Yeah?
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
How was it for you before you got with, the donkey you're with now? What did you do?
Before, I
Yeah.
actually...
Did you wait? Did you not wait? What was your...
Oh, let's see. I was in a 4-year relationship, and I want to say I got quite a bit of attention in between, and I'd say it was probably like a year later, maybe like a year and 4 months later.
So did you have any, like, crazy one-night stands like that?
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, I wouldn't say crazy. I'd say short.
But you didn't necessarily you didn't tell yourself before you went out, okay, I got to be talking to this guy for this long before I'll jump in the sack with him.
Oh, no. If I felt it, then I felt it. In the circumstance that I was into, I was actually being self-destructive. So it just, like I said before, it was just kind of like a phase I went through, and I think it was necessary to get out of the way, and, I don't think I'd have the mentality, or I would be where I am if I didn't. I was just having fun, and at the same time, self-destructing.
So what do you mean when you say self-destructing? Define that.
Self-destructing, not having my priorities and just doing everything you shouldn't be doing, really. Just not focusing on myself and reconstructing myself after being with someone for 4 years. You kind of lose yourself, and you don't even know who you are because you've just devoted all of your time and energy with this person that you just don't even know what you love anymore. You sit there and be like, what did I love doing before I got with this dude? Like, what? I just lost myself because I just wrapped up all my energy into him, and now what? Now what the fuck am I going to do? You start having to rebuild yourself all over again, and I was just a little bit lost, and I just wanted to feel that somebody next to me, and it really not, I don't want to say it didn't matter who it was, because obviously, I have my limitations. I just wanted to cuddle. I just wanted Netflix and chill before, and Netflix and chill became a thing.
Oh, yeah.
If things progress from there, then they did, and if not, then, cool. See you later.
Right.
Same time tomorrow? All right. I don't know. All right. That's it.
The expectation is off the table.
No expectations. Exactly. No expectations. Every time I met somebody new offline, it was always, my expectation was just to meet somebody new and make a new friend. And whether they stayed in my life or not, that's something I can't control. But I was just trying to get out there and just get out of the funk. And that's what it was.
The relationship you're in now, how long before you guys actually, went? Or was it pretty quick?
When I met him, I wasn't expecting anything but just to hang out and chill and, I don't know, watch a movie, smoke a blunt, that's really what I just wanted to get out of my house and get some attention. So I met him, and like I said, I wasn't expecting much, and I want to say, second day we fucked.
Yeah.
And it is what it is. I found him attractive, and
I just think I'm just unsure about all of it because that was back when I was so young when we got together, so it was like, I don't know, everything's so different now, just from what we talked about.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Dating app, everything's completely different now, but I don't know, I'm just curious. And what do you tell your kids if you have kids, how long do you wait? My son had said, something about I can't wait to, and I'm like, dude, you're 15, you're good, and,
right.
And then his dad.
Do you even know what to do with it?
Oh, probably not. So his dad's all, well, you better step up your game.
Oh, gosh.
And I was all, okay,
I can see him saying that.
Yeah, I was like, okay, so let's talk about that, because how about you say that to your daughter that's, 12, because it's going to apply, the same rules apply to her when she's ready to have sex and she feels that it's right for her. You know, that's her body and she's allowed to do with it what she wants. But, you know, obviously I'll encourage all of the right things and whatever, but it's her body initially and I'm not able to prevent that. So I'm like, you better not be talking it up like it's some great thing when it's our boy. When it comes to our girl, you're going to feel the same way. You know
What'd he say about that?
He was like, no, it's not okay. Exactly.
Yeah.
What happened was that somebody made something about, oh, Heather's a feminist, and then they all walk out of the kitchen, is what happened. But I was like, no, it has nothing to do with feminism. What? But I just think that that's true. Like, nobody should be ashamed of their sexuality, period. Whether you're gay, you're straight, you're just starting out, you're not starting out, you know, whatever. You should do whatever you want with your own body. You know, and a parent isn't there to tell you, no, you can't, or go and do it. Like, they're just there to, you know, give you the tools you need in case you do choose, or, you know, weigh out the consequences and all that. You know, it's not their choice.
I don't know. I mean, if I could strap my son, if I could put him in a bubble.
Of course. If you could.
You know, I'm just saying, just because of how his dad is and, you know, how I can be or whatever, I totally worry about that. I mean, I have...
I mean, it's a thing, for sure.
I understand, and I try to keep the conversation open, but I'm not going to tell you that I'm like, well, you know, I don't want you to do it, but if you do, I tell him, don't fucking do it unless you want to get blue waffle, chlamydia... I go on. And then I'm like, hey, you know how I have to take care of you and buy you new shoes and clothes and feed you and shit every day? Yeah, you're going to have to do that for somebody. Do you want to take care of somebody else? No, you don't. You know, I get it.
It's definitely an issue because it's like, you know, even I have the conversation, you know, with my son, like, you know, if you do go to that situation, I just think that also it's just kind of like how I feel, and everybody's different, but I don't necessarily believe in abortions or whatever myself. I just think that, you know, as a woman, it's her choice. And so if my son is with a woman or a young lady or whatever, and she chooses to do what she chooses to do, that he has to be the man and step up and support what decision she makes. I'm not necessarily okay with, you know, them doing that. If they're both, you know, willing and doing something that's an adult decision to be made, then they need to step up and take care of business. But
the responsible
at the same time, do I really want that for my kid either? But I just want him to respect whatever decision is made by her, and I would want my daughters to be able to make the choice that they make for themselves as well, without having, you know, those are things that everybody talks about. I mean, you got to talk about them. I wasn't, and when I was growing up, there was no talking about any of it. It was just don't do it, and that was it. That was the first thing I did when I got a chance, was just go and do it.
I don't think that my parents even ever talked to me about it because, well, I think my sister ruined that for me.
Yeah.
Sorry, sis. I love you. I love you. But you fucking ruined it. So they didn't really talk to me about it. And honestly, they didn't even really know that I had even had sex until my mom had to take me to the doctor. I had a UTI.
Can you tell everybody where you lost your virginity?
Uh-oh. Anyhow.
No, but do you remember where you did, though?
In your mother's bed. I'm sorry, Mrs.
Sorry.
She still has that bed, right?
No, I don't think
so.
Okay.
Oh, all right. Well, fucking Heather. Anyway, Mom took me to the doctor for a UTI, and the doc said, have you ever had sex before? And I remember just looking at my mom and looking at the doctor, looking at my mom, looking at the doctor, and I was like, fuck, I'm not going to get out of this. Because I didn't know what they were going to do. Are they going to check me and know somehow? I mean, I didn't, you know, I don't fucking know. I was young, so I was like, yes. And then the next question, how many partners have you had? Oh, fuck. I mean, my mom was already in shock that I had had sex, and she didn't know. Anyway, I mean, it wasn't a high number, but regardless.
Right.
Good times at band camp.
This one time.
At band camp.
That's a trip. I didn't do that. I went by myself. I went to
Terry went with her mom.
I went to my friend drove me up and we all got birth control together. It was great.
Well, fuck. I mean, where'd you go?
Planned Parenthood, yo.
Did they have one of those in Buckeye?
No, you had to drive to Phoenix.
Well, there you go.
Jesus.
Yeah, birth control. I mean, as soon as my daughter's, like, able to, like, reproduce, I'm going to have her on birth control. So
Yeah.
that's my plan.
Well, that would be like now.
I don't know. Well, not yet, actually. I mean, we're still waiting. You're welcome.
Good. God.
Oh, God,
but
that's
yeah.
scary.
I
I mean, like, not only do you have to worry about yourself getting an STD, but then you have to worry about your kid getting one, too. Like, goddamn, I don't know about that.
Oh,
Yeah.
dude, it's all out there. Have you guys heard about STDs in the old folks' home? Yeah.
Yes.
No?
Yes.
What is that?
Bad.
Supposedly, like, running rampant in the retirement communities.
What?
And,
Yep.
yeah, they just be getting down. Could you imagine? Like,
They're
breaking
getting
hips?
down, but even worse, some of the staff members are taking advantage, and that's not fucking
Oh,
cool.
God.
Oh, God, no. Don't even go there.
I just hope that when
Disgusting.
I'm 80 or whatever, I'm still able to go and do my thing, my chicken wang.
I'm sure you will be, Heather.
I'm not going to lie to you. The other day, I read an 83-year-old man getting a penile transplant. It's out there, man. An 83-year-old.
You got a new
Dang.
penis
Go
at
figure.
83?
What?
A penile transplant?
Yeah.
A penile implant. It's called a penile.
implant.
Yeah, penile
Damn.
implant.
Well,
Yeah,
maybe
83 years old.
maybe his wife had just passed, and he was like, "All right, I'm ready to fucking party now." Who knows?
I don't know.
You can't
Maybe.
judge.
I mean,
Like, go
let's see,
figure.
what is a penile implant here? Because it's like, what does it just like make it like?
It's a rod.
Yeah,
It's a rod.
Just stay
Keeps it
hard.
hard.
Stay hard.
he's for sure hitting some younger poontang. Okay,
He's got a sugar baby then, huh?
for sure he does.
Wow. I was just amazed. I was like, what? 83?
Damn.
Ooh.
I gotta talk about this. I'm joking.
Oh shit.
Just saying. Just
Well,
saying.
So, Heather, we've been talking a lot about the single stuff, but you've been in a long relationship, so what do you do to keep it spicy? Other than pictures, what else?
Blowjobs.
Yes, I do enjoy giving the blowjobs. I
Let's
mean, like,
talk
when
about that.
I like to wake up with, I like breakfast in bed.
Hashtag breakfast in bed,
Okay.
It's
a.k.a.
important. I think it's
hashtag
important.
penicillin.
It's very good for the skin, for the brain. Then
Do you spread it on your toast?
No, I just after that I get the coffee and then drink the coffee. And then,
Oh, creamer. Oh.
Then I'm ready for round 2,
Oh, my God.
and then it's good time. Then it's my turn. I don't know. The weekends are fun because then you're home more, but during the week is more of like and I don't know, like I wouldn't necessarily say like schedule it or anything like that because that's kind of like you don't want to schedule it.
Yeah, no.
So boring.
I want to at least be like, I like to be like, but I won't schedule it, but I'll be like, hey, when I get home from the gym, I want you showered and ready because as soon as I get home, I'm showering and I'm going to be ready.
Or let's take a shower together.
Well, I mean, that's all right and all, but it's all right. We do that every once in a while. I'll jump in with him randomly. Or he'll jump in with me randomly. But it's not, shower sex is overrated. It's like falling hazards. Listen, I don't have time to break my leg. Also, the noises that come out of the shower is just not.
Yeah, I like them.
I like it.
Yeah.
I like it. Agreed.
Slapping, it's like too much slapping, and then there's like usually like when he thrusts behind me, there's like a fart noise that makes me laugh. And then it's just not fun. It's not. I'm like, okay, let's just dry off and let's get the fuck out of here. But he's very sweet. Like when I'm in the shower, or we're in the shower together, he'll like wash my hair and like wash my back, and like it's intimate. So it's still fun, but we don't like usually like have fuck in the shower.
How do you feel about Sunday morning rollovers?
What the fuck is that?
Yeah, I mean,
Just roll over and get on it?
you or him, I guess. Sunday morning rollovers.
I I roll over,
I'm way behind.
over behind me, and we're going at it from the side.
But does that get old? Like, if you did that every weekend, that would kind of constitute as
definitely
being
either-
scheduled, right?
I don't think that if that's all you're doing, I think that it's like I definitely think it happens for sure.
I know it happens.
Or,
I know it happens.
well, I mean, I know
Spice
it
it
happens
up!
all over the world. People are rolling over as we speak.
I can feel it quivering between my legs.
I would say, I don't think that, like, I don't mean, like, scheduling where we're like, okay, 9 o'clock, we're having sex. Like, that's really gay. I just mean, like, more or less, like, making sure, like, you're going to commit to something that day. Like, if sex is important to you or you want sex in your relationship, I think that you have to make it a priority, just like working out, just like eating right, or just like, you know, scheduling a conference call or scheduling this or scheduling that for the kids. Like, you need to put it in your day is what I'm saying. Like, make it a priority one way or the other if it's important to you. I mean, like I said, it's not everything, but I think that brings me and mine together. It brings us closer. That's what I think. But yeah, rollovers are fun. Bad breath in the morning. Nobody wants that shit. I don't want that. I don't want to face you. I don't want to kiss in the morning when we haven't brushed. It's just not, I don't like that. I don't feel like my breath is adequate and yours is sure as the fuck ain't, because that's not, like, nobody's is.
Right.
If you wake up with great breath in the morning, I don't know. You must, you know, suck a unicorn dick or some shit. I don't know, because that's, there's no way. Like, who does that?
Have breath like
I'm
Lucky
out
Charms.
there.
I gotta say, I do like morning sex.
Yeah?
Yeah, I like morning sex.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
I do. I really do.
I mean, I'm more of like a midday night person.
I mean, I want it at midday too, but I mean, morning sex.
Heather, you want it all day, bitch.
Nooner is
All
like,
day.
midday is my time. 2 o'clock, like 1 o'clock is like, I am like raring to go. So if I get a chance to masturbate during that time, it's going down.
You're just priming yourself.
That's what I share.
Well,
Share the fun.
I'm very happy for you and your sex drive. I'm also very envious.
And I am very jealous.
Very envious of your sex drive. But at least somebody has it.
I think that your sex drive gets higher if you swallow loads.
Can't. I just can't.
If you
Follow loads, it increases your sex drive.
Who told you to say that? Did you tell you to say that?
I'm just throwing it out there.
You've probably had a plethora of men reach out to you and ask you to say that for all women to hear. Swallow his load.
You guys, I didn't think it wasn't a thing. I just think
Heather's like, that's just what I do.
Everybody, who doesn't enjoy that? Like,
I was like, I just started doing it and everybody started following me.
No, it wasn't a thing. Like, who doesn't swallow cum? Like, I don't think there are people.
Heary.
Look, I don't anymore, okay? There was
never
a
have.
time. There was a time when I did, and no fucking thank you. Unless that shit is like some really good tasting stuff like tequila or...
It was horrible. I would much rather have a shot of semen.
Fuck that. God. Give me a shot of tequila and a lime to suck on. I'll take it. I don't want your
Shots
creamy...
up, bitch.
Look, I don't know.
Shots up.
I think this is a topic for another time when we talk about what can affect the taste of your semen. Anyway.
We should put a pin in this conversation. I was just saying, maybe you should follow loads. On that note, I love you guys.
All
Catch you on the
right.
flip side.
Bye.
Or on the
All right.
Sunday side.
Love you guys.
All right, bye.
Love you. Bye.
Bye-bye.
You've just listened to Zero Fucks Given.
Tune in again next week for more hysteria.
Hey, don't forget to share with your friends. Thank you.
you.
Bitch.